everyone. My name is JB Portello, and I'm your host for a brand new show brought to you by the Bella Vista Property Owners Association to keep you in the know. Hence the name of the new show. We're going to be able to introduce to you various people from the POA itself. Today's guest will be Tom Judson, and he has all kinds of exciting new things to share with you. One of the really cool things that we're going to do is try to help you get through some of the rumors that are out there. So stay tuned. We'll be with you in just a second with our guest for today, Tom Judson. Tom, of course, is our general manager of the Bella Vista Property Owners Association. And I'm so excited today because we have so many things in store for you. For example, we're going to dispel your favorite rumor. And we're going to talk about Coffee and Questions and the direction that it's going. We're going to also talk about the budget, the beach, the renovations that are happening right now at Branchwood probably, and the potential new Reardon Hall. Other things too. Hi, Tom. How are you today?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. What would you like to start telling our folks about? Maybe why we're doing this?
Well, why we're doing this? So I've been holding the Coffee and Questions for ever since I got here, and we hold 2 a month. And unfortunately, the attendance on the second one has really dropped off. We're averaging under 5, and so we're just not getting the information out there. And so what we thought was that by doing a show like this, that people could watch on their iPad in their own living room.
Yes.
We would get more information out about what's going on with the POA. We'll still have a Coffee and Questions. We're going to continue to have the one that takes place on the second Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m.
Okay, and that's where?
It's at Reardon Hall.
At Reardon Hall.
Okay.
Just like always.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then this show will come out the first week of the month. And what it benefits us in that it's just after the board meeting, which takes place in the previous month on the last week.
Right.
So we can talk about decisions that the board has made. And then if someone has additional questions that they have that come up as a result of the show, they can come to the Coffee and Questions the very next week and ask me in person.
Excellent. That's perfect. And we'll have other members of the POA talking on the show all the time, depending on what's happening.
Absolutely. You definitely don't want to talk to me all the time.
Oh, that's not so, but okay. I hear you. Okay, so once a month, and we're going to do this on the second Tuesday of the month. No, that's the Coffee and Questions. Okay. And
we're going to release this the first week of the month.
That's right. That's right. Okay. I understand that the 2018 budget has been approved.
It sure has.
Would you like to expand on that a little bit?
So I wanted to cover some of the kind of fun things that we have working in the coming year. We have a lot of capital projects coming our way. The first one that is really neat, and it's actually technically was approved in 2017 earlier in the year, is the beach at Lake Avalon. And if you haven't been down to it, they've really done a lot of work already. The beach area is already in. They were adding sand yesterday. The check-in hut is already constructed in there. The swim area, we've already when we lowered the lake, we cleared out any underwater debris. We wanted to make sure nobody would get injured at the beach and so forth.
Sure.
The parking lot is already done. The old light poles have already been removed, and the underground electrical has already been added. So we've got a lot of progress done. And what we were thinking of is in one of the future shows we may have our director of recreation, Joan, maybe do an on-site location, and she can give everybody a tour and show everybody what we're going to be doing at the beach.
Oh, that would be so much fun. So it's not just talking heads; it's real stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so we're very excited about the beach.
Okay, excellent. Well, a little closer to my neck of the woods because I see the activity that goes on there all the time. Let's talk about Branchwood a little bit. That's exciting.
Yes. So Branchwood, we just completed the parking lot expansion. We added 29 additional parking spots. It's always a good problem to have when the parking lot is not big enough.
Yes.
And when it's being, because the popularity of the Branchwood Trail is just fantastic.
It is.
And we knew that we were going to do the expansion and renovation of Branchwood. So we started with the parking lot first. And that lower right-hand section, we're going to actually turn that into our trailhead for the overall trail. And
Great.
so we're going to have an 8-foot path that'll go 550 feet that will connect with the Branchwood Trail, which is also an 8-foot path. So it'll encourage people to park over there. It'll just be very convenient for people. With regards to Branchwood, we're going to renovate the exterior. It's going to get a new paint job. We're going to have a new, what we feel, a more welcoming entryway with stonework and a gable roof. And then the interior is going to be completely renovated because that building's showing its age.
It is.
The bathrooms are going to be completely redone. They're in very, very bad shape. And then we're going to add an expansion off to the back, and we're going to move the fitness equipment into that new expansion, which will be larger than the current fitness area.
Okay.
And then the current fitness area will be turned into a multi-purpose room where we can do yoga, Silver and Fit, birthday parties, so forth.
Okay.
So it's going to be a major renovation of the building. With the pool area, the pool is in good shape. We're going to drain the pool. We're going to acid wash it. And the nasty ceiling tiles that are in there, we're going to completely redo those the ceiling and so forth.
Stuff?
Yeah, it's a high humidity building in that area, and so it's just showing its age, a lot of rust and so forth. So we're very excited about it. The construction should start the first part of February.
Okay.
That'll be on the expansion.
Okay.
We'll keep the rest of the building open while they're doing the expansion area for about 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
We may have to have a closure here and there because when they need to move the electrical, so forth. So we may have to close a day here or there, but we'll be that'll gain us 4 weeks, and then we'll be closed for I never want to peg myself down, but probably 14-15 weeks. But we're going to open up one of the outdoor pools early. So we unfortunately are going to have to inconvenience some of our property owners, but we're trying to reduce that inconvenience as much as possible.
Yeah, but it'll all be worth it. And anyway, the classes can still be held at Reardon or at Medfield.
A lot of the classes, but the water aerobics
part,
classes,
yeah,
they can't. And we need to do our best to. We know there's going to be an inconvenience, but if we can reduce the inconvenience, that's our goal.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome. I'm excited about that personally.
Right.
Bunkers.
So the bunkers at Dogwood. So I think you know that we renovated the bunkers at Scottsdale, at the Country Club, at Highlands, and now it's Dogwood's turn. And so we're going to do that during the wintertime. It'll take about 2 months. But we've had great success with these new bunkers. Keeps the rocks out, but it drains amazingly well. So it saves so much on labor because it drains so well that we can get those bunkers going again very quickly after a storm.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
I understand. And you were talking a little bit the Metfield pool renovation. What's happening there?
Correct. Well, the decking over there the decking in the buildings they're showing their age, and the state inspector last year when we got it opened, he really was like, "Wow, you need to put some money into this place." And so it's showing its age. So we're going to be renovating the decking and some of the building and it's a very highly used pool, and we have a lot of kids on the east side, and that's on the east side, so we need to put some money back into that pool area.
And that's the one that's going to open early? You said something about pools.
No, the one that's going to open early will actually be at Reardon.
At Reardon, okay.
And it will be the adult pool only, and we'll only open it up on certain times just to accommodate those fitness classes.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. So also the playground equipment. I was over there the other day. That's a pretty good looking playground, but you're going to do even more?
Well, if you look closer, the playground equipment's fairly old and it's starting to show its age.
Okay.
So we're actually, what Joan and her team are working on right now is a complete master plan of our playground equipment.
Ooh.
Because all our playground equipment, it's it was they probably need to be replaced a decade ago.
Oh, okay.
They need some work. And so they're going to actually develop a master plan. We're actually looking at the possibility of adding a playground at the beach. Because we know we're going to have a lot of kids at the beach.
Yes.
So they could go from the water and then go on a slide and go on a jump, all those things. It would work out very well.
Absolutely, it would. That sounds great. And then you're talking about even the tennis courts.
So the tennis courts, as with most tennis courts, they get large cracks. So we're going to do a complete renovation for those with a new technology, a new way of doing it that holds them together. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not going to go into describing it, but we feel that it's going to hold up very well, and the cracks, it'll prevent the cracks from happening, or if the cracks happen, they happen, further down the road.
Gotcha. Do you play tennis?
I try to. Yeah.
You do? You really?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it.
I've never done that, but someday maybe I'll just go watch.
Yeah, Allison, my wife and I play every once in a while.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
good to know. Okay, water meters. What about the water meters?
Water meters. Okay, so the POA runs the water utility.
Right.
And the average lifespan for a water meter is about 10 years.
Okay.
And our water meters average in age between 8 and 13 years old. And right now, as they get older, they're failing. Okay. Now, when a water meter fails, I got to clarify that. And I'm not a water meter expert, so you got to forgive me if I get anything wrong. But when a water meter fails, we can still record how much water you are using. Okay. It's almost like an odometer on a car.
Gotcha.
You can still get that. But what we can't do is we can't get the data out of it, and it makes it much harder when we send our meter readers out. So they're starting to fail. We're averaging right now 361 failures per month.
Oh.
And that's a lot.
Yes.
And in some cases they're failing in batches. Maybe decades ago an entire neighborhood was built at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, they're failing. We're having the entire neighborhood fail all at one time because they were all put in at one time. So
Sure.
it makes sense. I mean, it's not exactly. It's almost like when one smoke alarm in your home, the battery goes dead.
Uh-huh.
All the other ones go dead at the same time.
At 2:30 in the morning.
Absolutely, that's how it always happens. So they're seeing their age, and right now we have 3 meter readers, and they drive in these predetermined routes, and they have to get within a couple 100 feet of each meter, and it reads it. Okay, if it fails, they have to actually go to the meter and read it at the site, and then that meter then has to get replaced. So with this new technology, it'll be cellular based. So with literally a click of a button, they can get all that data. They can have all 13,400 meters read on the same day. The way this is going to help our property owners is right now, let's say you have a leaky toilet or you left your hose on. Okay, so, and let's say your meter was read on the first day of the month, and let's say you left the hose on the second day of the month. It's going to take us an entire month to come knock on your door and go, hey, we're seeing 24-hour usage. Okay, so we can analyze the usage, and we can see if you use it 24 hours straight, which is not normal.
Right. Right.
And so often our team will bring out blue dye packs, and you put it in your tank, and if the dye goes into the bowl, then you know you have a leak. And in fact, I personally had to replace one of my toilets because it was leaking.
Oh.
Okay. And it was leaking in the middle of the night. But with the new system, we'll be able to tell a property owner within 48 work hours,
Excellent.
2 work days, if they have a leak.
Right.
So we can cut that response time down from 30 days down to, 2 work days, so maybe 2 to 4 days. We can let a property owner know we think you have a problem. Now, maybe you don't. Maybe you, maybe you're doing a lot of laundry in the middle of the night. But we'll be able to let a property owner know right away.
Oh, I think
the
that's
other
amazing.
neat feature of this is that these are high quality meters. They're going to be warranted for the entire 10-year period. So if they fail, they get replaced at no cost. You can also download an app to your mobile device.
I can do that.
You can do that.
Okay.
And you can track your usage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was one of the initial guinea pigs. So I actually have one of the new meters on my home. And the day that my daughters got home from college, lot of laundry.
Right.
They must be taking Hollywood showers. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But our water usage went way up
Isn't that
on the
something?
exact day. And you can actually look on the app, and you can see how the usage goes up. And you can even go in and you can set your own alarms. So let's say, okay, well, just in case the water utility doesn't pick up the 24-hour usage, I'm going to set that up on my own phone. So you can control your own usage, and you can see how you're using the water and whether you can conserve and save some money.
So when is that going to happen?
We anticipate it'll start in early 18, but since we're talking about 13,400 meters, it's a 6-month install.
I gotcha. Okay.
So it'll take a while, but this is a large project. We're talking $3.6 million project. But I really got to compliment the crew because they interviewed 5 different companies that offer water meters. They did their homework. They investigated Russellville, which is a city, a town that is of a similar size water utilities as us. They investigated. They went and saw the same type of meter that we are going to have installed. So they did their homework. They did their due diligence to make sure. Plus, this was the low of all the 5 bids. This was the lowest bid. So we're very pleased with the quality, the reference checks, and they were the low bidder. And so we're very pleased. But it is a major $3.6 million, a lot of money. But we need to do it. They're dying, so we might as well go through and get it done now. In fact, what we're doing is ever since the board approved this capital project starting in January, any meter failure that occurs, we will go with a new meter. So we're not going to put in an old meter and then 6 months later put in a new one. We're going to just go with the new ones, the Badger meters.
Gotcha. That sounds very exciting. You know
Very
what? Let's do
exciting.
something fun for just a second.
Sure.
Want to?
Absolutely.
I know that I hear about a lot of rumors on Facebook and even talking to people and doing things and all that. And I was just curious, what's your favorite rumor going around right now?
So my favorite one is that our new chef has left.
I saw him last night, didn't I?
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
Absolutely. So I heard the rumor. So I gave Scott a call, and I said, I have a feeling it's a Bella Vista rumor, but I just want to make sure. And he goes, I'm happy. He goes happy. So it's fortunately,
yes.
It is a false rumor.
Gotcha.
You always got to be careful what you read on Facebook.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with you. So I'm glad to know that because I really like Scott.
We're really pleased with the job he's doing.
Yes.
I had a meeting a couple weeks ago with Scott and with Tommy, and we were going over some of the menu modifications that they're going to make for the coming year. Because we haven't even, Lake Point hasn't even been open a year.
I know.
And we're learning what our customers want,
Right.
and what they don't want.
Right.
And so we're going through that data and saying, okay, well, they want this, but they don't want this, and we're getting ready to modify our menu and roll it out in the coming year based upon what our customer is telling us that they want.
I'm so glad you're doing that because I love Lake Point, but every now and then it would be nice to have a surprise when you walk in
Absolutely,
there. On the menu. We've got 2 things coming up, I know for sure, at Lake Point. And the first one's already sold out, and that's the Christmas Eve
The brunch.
Brunch.
Yes.
Wow, I was a little late.
So coincidentally, Allison and I were having dinner the night that the Connections came out, which is the mailer that is included in the water bill.
Yes.
And that day they booked 100 reservations. So we were having dinner and Kelly came by. She was very excited
Yes.
because we sold out. The downside is we sold out, and we have a lot of property owners that wanted to come to Lake Point for their Christmas Eve brunch. So we looked at a couple different options. We looked at maybe having the brunch on the Saturday beforehand, but it just, with dinner that night, we just didn't feel that was going to work. So what we've done is we've added a New Year's Eve brunch, and I think we're already at 100 reservations on that. So if you haven't made your reservation, please do so
it
as soon
now.
as
Yes.
possible. Because we can only accommodate so many people.
Yes.
So.
Well, you know what? We have a little bit of time left, and I think a really important thing for us to talk about is the big gorilla in the room, the hydrology study, and I know you have news.
Yeah, so we're getting close to the study is almost done. Originally, it was supposed to be done at the end of December, but there were some delays. Remember, and I'm not blaming anybody, but we're working with the city, and they have particular needs.
Sure.
And by working with the city, we were able to save money on the overall study. But the number of cross sections increased, and so that delayed the when the results are going to be out. So.
You want it done right.
And we want it done
yes,
right. We don't
yes.
want to erase it.
Right.
And so what we're doing is we've set 2 dates: March 13th at 10 a.m. at Reardon Hall, March 15th at 4 p.m. at Reardon Hall. That's when we're going to release it to the community and seek community input based upon the findings of the study.
Excellent.
So it's a little bit, we're asking our property owners to be a little bit more patient. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to set the time for the meeting and then for whatever reason we have to delay again. I'd rather let's have it in March.
Right.
So those are the 2 dates, and we're going to be getting those out via email or e-newsletter so that our property owners will be able to attend. I anticipate a lot of people will be in attendance.
Well, and we'll be sure to have it on our In the Know show.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay, so I think probably for today my goodness, they know a lot more than they did 30 minutes ago.
I agree.
And I am so excited that we're doing this because I think this is a great way to get the information out to the community. And I'm very proud to be part of the show.
Well, I'm very pleased that you volunteered.
So, for next month, I suppose that we can look forward to maybe talking about the new country club. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for now, for this month's folks, you're in the know. So stay tuned next time for additional information, and we'll see you then.